Common values in enterprises that first transitioned to agile. Welcome to the second lecture. In this lecture, we will start analyzing the common factors of successful enterprises that transitioned to this new approach. From interviews with organization members from the CEO to young engineers, Takeuchi and Nanaka found that leading companies show 6 characteristics in managing their new product development processes. 1. Built-in instability. 2. Self-organizing project teams. 3. Overlapping development phases. 4. Multi-learning. 5. Subtle control. 6. Organizational transfer of learning. These characteristics are like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Each element by itself does not bring about speed and flexibility, but taken as a whole, the characteristics can produce a powerful new set of dynamics that will make a difference. Built-in instability. Top management kicks off the development process by signaling a broad goal or a general strategic direction. It rarely hands out a clear-cut new product concept or a specific work plan, but it offers a project team a wide measure of freedom and also establishes extremely challenging goals. For example, Fuji Xerox's top management asked for a radically different copier and gave the FX3500 project team 2 years to come up with a machine that could be produced at half the cost of its high-end line and still perform as well. Top management creates an element of tension in the project team by giving it great freedom to carry out a project of strategic importance to the company and by setting very challenging requirements. An executive in charge of development at Honda remarked, "It's like putting the team members on the second floor, removing the ladder, and telling them to jump or else." I believe creativity is born by pushing people against the wall and pressuring them almost to the extreme. Self-organizing project teams. A project team takes on a self-organizing character as it is driven to a state of zero information, where prior knowledge does not apply. Ambiguity and fluctuation abound in this state. The process begins to create its own dynamic order. The project team begins to operate like a startup company. It takes initiatives and risks and develops an independent agenda. At some point, the team begins to create its own concept. A group possesses a self-organizing capability when it exhibits 3 conditions: autonomy, self-transcendence, and cross-fertilization. In the study of the various new product development teams, Takeuchi and Nanaka found all 3 conditions. Autonomy. Headquarters involvement is limited to providing guidance, money, and moral support at the outset. On a day-to-day basis, top management seldom intervenes. The team is free to set its own direction. In a way, top management acts as a venture capitalist, or as one executive said, "We open up our purse but keep our mouth closed." Self-transcendence. The project teams appear to be absorbed in a never-ending quest for the limit. Starting with the guidelines set forth by top management, they begin to establish their own goals and keep on elevating them throughout the development process. By pursuing what appears at first to be contradictory goals, they devise ways to override the status quo and make a big discovery. Cross-fertilization. A project team consisting of members with varying functional specializations, thought processes, and behavior patterns carries out new product development. The Honda team, for example, consisted of hand-picked members from R&D, production, and sales. The company went a step further by placing a wide variety of personalities on the team. Such diversity fostered new ideas and concepts. While selecting a diverse team is crucial, it isn't until the members start to interact that cross-fertilization actually takes place. Overlapping development phases. The self-organizing character of the team produces a unique dynamic or rhythm. Although the team members start the project with different time horizons, with R&D people having the longest time horizon and production people the shortest, they all must work towards synchronizing their pace to meet deadlines. Also, while the project team starts from zero information, each member soon begins to share knowledge about the marketplace and the technical community. As a result, the team begins to work as a unit. At some point, the individual and the whole become inseparable. the individual's rhythm and the group's rhythm begin to overlap, creating a whole new pulse. This pulse serves as the driving force and moves the team forward. But the quickness of the pulse varies in different phases of development. The beat seems to be most vigorous in the early phases and tapers off toward the end. Multi-learning. Because members of the project team stay in close touch with the outside sources of information, they can respond quickly to changing market conditions. Team members engage in a continual process of trial and error to narrow down the number of alternatives that they must consider. They also acquire broad knowledge and diverse skills which help them create a versatile team capable of solving an array of problems fast. Such learning by doing manifests itself along two dimensions, across multiple levels, individual, group, and corporate, and across multiple functions. Subtle control. Although project teams are largely on their own, they are not uncontrolled. Management establishes enough checkpoints to prevent instability, ambiguity, and tension from turning into chaos. At the same time, management avoids the kind of rigid control that impairs creativity and spontaneity. Instead, the emphasis is on self-control, control through peer pressure, and control by love, which collectively we call subtle control. Organizational transfer of learning. The drive to accumulate knowledge across levels and functions is only one aspect of learning. While investigating the successful companies, Takeuchi and Nonaka observed an equally strong drive on the part of the project members to transfer their learning to others outside the group. Transfer of learning to subsequent new product development projects to other divisions in the organization takes place regularly. At Canon, for example, the Auto Boy project produced a format for conducting reviews that was used in later projects. One team member recalled, "We used to meet once a month or so to exchange notes on individual sub-projects in progress, and once in 3 months or so to discuss the project from a larger perspective." This pattern later became institutionalized into the monthly and quarterly progress reviews adopted from the PC-10 mini copier project.